Hi people, this video will give you an overview of the final project for this section of Library 101 Online, where you will be tasked with composing a documentary film, proposal, and a storyboard on a topic of your choosing. The full directions of the project will be available on Blackboard, but this video will at least give you an idea of the expectations. Throughout the course, you will be asked to find and evaluate a variety of different sources related to a research question of your choosing. You will organize these sources and evaluations in the form of a documentary film proposal and storyboard. This final project is essentially the compilation of the sources you have found in previous assignments, compiled into the form of a storyboard, and then paired with a written documentary film proposal. Honestly, it's simply a different way of doing an annotated bibliography. Part 1 of the project is a documentary film proposal. This will be a 2 to 3 page double-spaced proposal that will divulge your research question, explain why this documentary needs to be made, and what processes you underwent in order to compile the research for the documentary. Part 2 is the source storyboard, and this is what will look very much like an annotated bibliography, just a little bit more presentable and will be done in PowerPoint. So this will be composed of PowerPoint slides where each slide is a source entry. Entries will be made up of the experts or witnesses that you have selected during your research, who would help provide content for the documentary if you were to actually make this documentary. The entries must include 2 scholarly experts, 2 journalists/reporters, and 1 person who has a personal involvement with the topic at hand, a witness, so to speak. I am flexible with the sources that you decide to use, so if you have trouble finding one of these specific source types, or if you have a good expert or source that you want to use that you're not sure if they fit quite into those categories, just let me know ahead of time and we can talk it out and probably work out a solution together. Each entry will be made up of 1 to 2 slides that include a graphical representation of the expert or witness. So this can be a photograph of the person in question if available. It can be an image of a book or the first page of a journal article that a certain person authored if you're using that person as an expert or witness. But if you can't find any of those, or if none of those are applicable, find any image that might represent that source or person that you're consulting with. Each entry will also include a proper APA citation for the source. Then it will include an evaluation, paragraph in length, of the expert that addresses authority, potential bias, credibility, and relevance to the topic at hand. This should answer the question, what knowledge and/or point of view does this source bring to the documentary? The other element is going to be a slide that contains 3 to 5 questions that you would ask this expert during a filmed interview for the documentary. These questions need to be relevant to the person's specific expertise in relation to the subject matter of your proposed documentary. So what you'll turn in. You'll turn in your documentary's proposed title, the research question that guides the overall theme and content of your documentary, the 2 to 3 page double-spaced written proposal, and the storyboards of 5 total sources. So you'll probably be turning in a Word document that will be the proposal, and then a PowerPoint document that will have the storyboards. If you have another way of compiling these and you want to submit it that way, let me know. I'm open to anything that gets this work together. So you will build this project as you proceed through the course. So you'll build your research question in the research planning assignment, which I believe is the second assignment in the class. Then 3 of your sources plus their evaluations will be found in the news article assignment, the non-scholarly feature article assignment, and the scholarly article assignment. And those are all 3 sources and evaluations that you can reuse for this final project. So you don't have to redo at least 3 of the sources and evaluations. So really at the end, if you've been keeping up, you really only need to add 2 sources and evaluations to the storyboard. And there are examples that can be found on Blackboard by following the directions here. And then we also have an example from this past spring where this student did a project on poverty in South Carolina. And so her opening slide was just this with the title, and then the student went on to provide the research question. And so they provide the research question and then even go on to explain a quick overview of what the sources are going to be doing. Then as an example of the storyboard, the student provided the source, the name of the source, explains a little bit about who this person is, and then gives their questions that they would ask. And these are the questions that would have been based on the writings of this person, Sarah Ellis. And the questions are meant to gauge their expertise and tease out any knowledge that they may have on this topic. And then to go along with that source is the actual citation and evaluation. So they're citing Sarah Ellis's article, South Carolina Poverty Rate Nearly Steady but Still Ranks 9th Highest, from the state newspaper. And then they're evaluating both the author and the source itself. And so this was just an example of one entry. It's 2 slides, but it is one of the source entries. So if this person had 5 source entries, then they're probably coming up with 10 source slides, since this person chose to do 2 per source. And that's totally fine. In fact, that's probably preferred. So let me know if you have any questions about any of this as you go. And like I said, you will be building toward this project throughout the course, so don't stress about it yet. Or rather, don't stress about it at all, because this will build and we'll be working on it together. But certainly let me know if you have any questions at this point or in any other point through the course. Thank you.